My name is Dr. Chou. I am the Chief Strategy Advisor of the wire rope inspection company in Luoyang, China. The company does industrial inspection for steel wire ropes using the weak magnetic field technology to do this online and real-time inspection. This technology only existed in China in recent years. So compared to the previous technology, it has these advantages of real-time and also quantitatively inspection instead of just qualitative inspection by previous other technologies.
Can you describe exactly, the nature of this problem, the size of it, why it's important, and what sort of leap that your technology is making relative to how it's been traditionally done?
The basic fundamental industry still lay to this heavy industry that we are using in mechanical and electromechanical devices, such as hoisting, lifting, and to those heavy things. Because when we do the construction in mines and in ports and shipbuilding, in cars, and then those heavy loads has to be lifted. And when we lift those heavy loads, we have to use the cables, steel wire rope cables. And those cables, they has life expectancy. So normally, when people don't have the means to find out, to detect the defect inside the wire ropes, like those fine wires, and then how do they, if they just do the inspection from outside, and also using other like calipers to measure the size, whatever. But the physical defaults inside and due to the rusting and maybe the loss of strength and also weakness, and those cannot be found quantitatively. So qualitatively from the visual inspection on the surface, and then people cannot find out the hidden danger within the wire ropes. So when you try to lift like thousands of tons of these heavy loads in steel mills and other places, the accidents always happens. It's not very often, but frequently, it always, Murphy's Law, it happens. So this technology actually can apply to the cable, to the wire ropes, and to do the real-time inspection. So the device is monitored, is installed on the cable moving devices. So when the rope moving through the sensors, and it can, from the weak electromagnetic fields variation, it can, using the AI calculations, it can detect those defects within the wire rope cables.
Okay, can we talk a little bit about maybe the underlying technology? As you mentioned, your company right now, it's enabling real-time, non-invasive monitoring of like the structural integrity of wire cables. What is the technology that you're using to do it? What is special about it? And why do you think this type of technology has not been employed so far? What has been the barrier to either deploying it or utilizing it in such a fashion?
This new technology using the weak electromagnetic wave field ties the cable, and then once you magnetize the cable, so the cable will become kind of semi-permanent magnetized. But this magnetic field is very weak. It's probably stronger a little bit more than the Earth's magnetic field. And then we created this heavy sensitive, sensitive sensor to detect these electromagnetic wave fields variation, and the sensor can be monitored to so real time to detect the changes of this field. So if the field is a smooth curve, that's nothing changes along. It's homogeneous. It's very uniform throughout the cable. If there's any breakage inside the cable, you can see those small spikes. So far, there's no other company that can duplicate it, because if you use magnetic field to detect it, you magnetize the first first of all, they use a traditional strong magnetic field technology. You need a very large magnetic magnets to magnetize the cable, when you have large cable, and also there's a huge magnet to magnetize the metal, and then you detect it. So the whole system is very bulky. It maybe weighs like 100 kilo, something like the large ones. And also it cannot, as I mentioned, it cannot detect the detail inside the cable. And then for this new technology, the device can be even as small as portable. You can carry this portable machine to inspect that at any place, any time. And I think the biggest barrier is the sensing material, because the regular sensor, you want to sense the electromagnetic field, magnetic field variation is not very sensitive. It's not very sensitive. So this device, this new material we use for the sensor, it has the sensitivity probably is like 10 to the order, maybe 6 or 7, that kind of sensitive, and without the noise. So we can filter out the noise. So it's a brand new technology.
What is the business model you're pursuing? Or do you sell the product itself, the machine, to them? And then is there an ongoing stream of revenue for maintenance and repair?
The company sells the equipment. For example, but since it's a new technology, it's not so it needs time to promote this new technology. But in certain industries, people really need this kind of technology. For example, in China, there's one bigger application is using the Zhenhua. Zhenhua is this world largest heavy crane, like in the ports. And they try to lift all these shipbuilding modules. Those crane systems, each one, no, hundreds millions RMB per system. Those are heavy systems, very expensive systems. So our equipment just installed to the system added the cost of probably like 1% of those big systems. So in the beginning, the application is applied to those expensive fields, like those big crane of the ports and for the cable cars of for the cities. Eventually, the system will be generalized to different industries. Some smaller for example, like in Hong Kong, they are considering to change the safety inspection standards for elevators. Like if a city it changes the safety standard, and then all the devices in that particular industry will have to install this system, and then the market will suddenly become very big.
How are you protecting the nature of like your business model here? You have several patents, I assume, across this technology.
The patent has been filed throughout the world. I think there are like 13 invention patents and maybe 20 plus those application patents. And also we have invention patents filed and awarded in United States, EU, and Japan. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
those technology has been patented, and also the biggest area actually is the sensor material, because because of the theory is people all can learn from the scientific papers, but in the real world, because there are also some copycats in China try to duplicate the technology, and then but they can magnetize the cable, but they cannot sense it, because
I see.
the material they use probably is like 10 to the order 3 or 4 times worse, just less sensitive than our material. So that means the inspection results, the data is not reliable. It's not because for very scientific inspection, the data can be duplicated every time you run through the faults, the default, whatever. Okay, but if the sensing material is not sensitive enough, it's buried in the noise, you cannot just make that a very effective way to do the real time quantitative inspection, not
I see.
qualitatively, it's quantitatively. So
I
that's
see.
the very important difference.
What do you see the future for wire rope technologies, your company? Do you see expanding outside of the Chinese market? Which other markets are you excited about being? Where do you think the company will be in 5 years?
Oh, the market actually is worldwide. China is of course, China has a lot of industrial applications in all the industries, the mining, porting, port, transportation, everything. And those industries also exist in the world. But in order to break into those industries, maybe there are some, it will take time due to the current in this atmosphere among the countries within in the world. But if the application is applied to these regular customers' safety, and then that can be spread very easily because, like for example, like those cable car, the safety. So like Sentosa, like in Japan, the ski resorts, and in Europe, so those will be the biggest market. Okay, just for example, if you can dominate those markets, we're talking about like 100,000, maybe no, it's more than, yeah, it's more, maybe 1 or 200,000 cable car systems. Those are mile long cable car systems around the world. If 10-20% systems can install our machine, then that's already a huge market in this particular industry. And then this industry probably is not will not be involved in any political means or whatever. So this will be a very, very good way to do it. The company has established some distribution agencies in around the world, and then some of the systems actually were installed before the COVID-20. So the company's the revenue, international revenue, did not grow in the past 3 years, but it's start coming. It's start coming. So the system has been displayed in some, like this year in Japan's ski resort conference, and then all these customers there are very, very interested. So
I
these are
see.
the ways we can promote the system worldwide. And for the industrial application, just like I mentioned earlier, for some, if the numbers are big, we are talking about millions of units, that kind of thing. That has something to do with the government safety code. But for industry application, that's why. So sometimes that's by customers' need. For example, those lifting things. For example, Tesla has a super factory in Shanghai. Tesla has a super factory in Shanghai. So it has this lifting device to lift the cars within the factory. And then you also use the same lifting device to lift those the big molds for the car body. It's heavy. But the lifter just broke. The cable broke. So the mold dropped. That damage was in millions
I see.
for the car body mold, the molds. So and then so Tesla Super Factory has installed a couple of our systems there, and then the supply of those lifting devices like Sanyi, Xugong, those are the companies, two biggest companies in China. So we are talking to them. So probably they produce maybe 5,000 to 10,000 this kind of lifting units in
I
China.
see.
So the equipment will be added to the system as the whole system to improve the safety, and meanwhile increase the cost of the whole system probably like 2%, something like that. So
Okay.
this in the negotiation, and then so just for that particular application that machine itself, probably that would be 1 million RMB per year revenue.
If people want to find out more information about your company, Wire Rope, where can they reach out to you? What resources can they access to learn a little bit more about the problems that you're solving?
The company is in Luoyang, so if they do the search on Google or Baidu, they can find the company because this is the only company that can do this technology.